welcome to your 7-day forecast for retail ascensions. Hope all is genuinely well. This may be a reading that may resonate with you if you happen to have Virgo and your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus dominant in your natal chart, or you happen to be cross-watching. You might find some information in this reading that may resonate. There are a few things that I would like for you to keep in mind as you listen to this reading. Understand that this reading is general and that not everything mentioned in this reading may be a fact to what's going on in your situation. If it resonates, disregard the rest, and please avoid making rash decisions. If you like a reading based on your own personal energy, you can of course book a reading on my website, which happens to be angelicscensiontarot.com. We're always going to go over delicate topics. Take that as a trigger warning and let's get it. So what's going on for this? For the Virgo Nation for the next 7 days. Virgo. It's somebody's birthday possibly. Maybe somebody had a baby on you, Virgo. Next person. Some of you have moved on and you've gotten into other relationships. I see it. So he did have a baby on you. It's not clear that it says secret love affair. I think somebody had a baby on you. Or this might be something that might potentially happen. But that could potentially happen. Some of you, this could be something that's coming up. This baby situation. So I'm trying to figure out what this is. Your spirit guide says somebody is tormented and anguished. Why? As soon as I ask why, spirit guide say asking for forgiveness. What happened? Somebody's decided it's time for them to heal. So this is who I feel is tormented and anguished over what happened in a relationship. Something that happened in this situation has caused a lot of damage. Some of you might feel that you're dealing with someone who is insensitive, who is insincere. Maybe this is somebody that you're dependent upon financially. You found out the truth about something. Some of you Virgoans, you're finding out the truth about something this week. Some of you, this is old news. It already happened. You already know what's up. You already know that somebody has something secret and covert going on the side. They're talking to a brick wall. Somebody this week, it's in what they're saying. I think somebody's denying what it is that's really going on in the background, Virgo. I think somebody gets hurt. Some of you, this is something that's going on online. Something is going on the internet. Or maybe somebody is kind of broadcasting their life and they're making it seem so perfect. But really and truthfully, there's something truly hurtful going on. Trying to make it seem like their life is so perfect. They're so in love. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background. So you could be dealing with someone who is high profile. Maybe some of you are the observer of this situation. Maybe it's not happening with you. Or maybe you might just kind of see it play out. Virgo. Maybe somebody has some sort of celebrity status. Maybe you're going to a hotel. You're traveling. Maybe you travel for a living. time to go get groceries, Virgo? Yeah, I think you're taking a flight someplace. Something's going on with somebody's health. Maybe it's time to change your passwords, Virgo, or crosswatch, or something might be going on the internet. Definitely feel that that's the case. Somebody is a smoker, Virgo, or crosswatcher. Seems like you're lost. You could possibly be getting turned around. Somebody is running from the law, this feels like. Avoiding some sort of legal consequence. And somebody gets caught up in a situation. Somebody ends up having to do time. Let's really look into this. Wow, Virgo. That's a lot. Already. We just started the reading. Spirit guys, what's going on with the Virgo nation? You do magic, Virgo? Some of you could be dealing with someone who is in the military, specifically the branch of the military, the army. Who is Virgo dealing with? You write, Virgo? Maybe you write poetry, you're writing a book. Maybe you're putting your feelings, your thoughts on paper. Are they yelling at you? Maybe somebody's yelling at somebody where they're trying to do their homework. They're trying to study. What is going on? Okay, I get it. I did pull a card that said, I wish I could take back my words. Wow, you've been going through it. Virgo, you've really been going through it, it looks like. Looks like somebody has an alcohol issue, like a raging alcohol issue, Virgo. Something has gotten out of control. I think some of you are in a relationship where you're experiencing some sort of domestic abuse, Virgo. I just see so many things. I don't know if I want to talk about all these things right off the bat. So let's just get more into the story. Let's see what's going on. Yes. Come on. Somebody is putting their hands on you. This is not just verbal aggression. This seems like this is physical violence that's going on. Hell no. So somebody's putting their hands on you and be like, hey, will you forgive me? Will you forgive me? Something's really wrong with this picture. For some of you, this is a mom. Maybe this is your child's father, or you have a child with someone. I see a lot of bugs around you. Seems like you're eating a lot of processed foods. Maybe things are kind of loud. Maybe somebody is complaining about the noise level. I definitely feel like somebody is lying about something connected to their home. Can't see that. Something's going on with the home. Somebody could possibly be bringing somebody to the home. There's somebody's homie. Somebody's friend. There's somebody that's in on something that's going on. Okay? Yeah. Somebody's co-signing something that somebody's doing. They're not supposed to be doing something. Yes. Something has somebody pissed off. Let's lay it out. I don't understand, but we're going to see. You had an air sign that just entered your reading, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. I think somebody's moving out. Perhaps this is why somebody's going to a hotel. Because somebody's like, I can't deal with this anymore. I can't deal with this atmosphere of anger. Oh, somebody's going to a hotel to meet up with somebody. That's that secret love affair. Spirit guys, show me what's going on with the Virgo nation. Somebody is loud. Somebody's lying about something. If you're asking somebody for the truth, Virgo, they're going to deny it. They're going to deny the stuff that they're doing. Looks like there's some disharmony in the home. There's a lot of arguing. There's a lot of disregard for somebody else's feelings. Somebody's brushing somebody off. There's something that somebody is saying in this relationship, and it seems like when it comes to their partner, it goes in one ear, out the other. Or somebody's just too busy over talking the other one to really hear, to take into account what somebody is saying. Somebody is manipulating a situation here. Somebody feels stuck. Maybe they feel like they have no way out in this yelling situation. Maybe it has something to do with the baby. Maybe there's a baby that's throwing a tantrum. Seems like somebody wants to leave. There's a financial situation that's keeping somebody stuck. Some of you are having issues with your kid, like a parenting issue here. Something, there's a chapter that's closing. You got a Scorpio. There's a Gemini. Somebody wishes that they could take back their words during an argument. What did they say? Was it Pisces? What did somebody say during an argument? Somebody is laughing at somebody. What's going on with your sun? This is Virgo. Okay, there's a Leo that comes into your reading. And somebody yelling at your son, your child. Maybe you don't like the way that somebody talks to your kid. This could be your relationship with your child. This could be siblings going at it. I mentioned to you, there's a Leo. Somebody feels stuck. Maybe there's more than one person that feels stuck, especially if this is a kid. Kind of feel like they're stuck watching what's going on. Maybe it's hard for you to get some rest. Maybe somebody is a musician. Maybe somebody plays an instrument. They're in a band. They sing. Somebody could be a performer. But I think somebody is a traveler. Somebody's on like house arrest or something like that. Like somebody is on tether. Okay, we're going to see what this is about. Somebody is like in jail or on probation sort of thing. Parole, probation. It might be because of this anger situation. Somebody can't really, somebody's movements are restricted. Maybe somebody has a restraining order. I see something going on legal for you, Virgo. For some of you, this isn't happening with you directly. Like I said, you could be the observer of it. It could be due to a third-party situation. Come on, somebody is in jail. Somebody's incarcerated. Somebody is getting ready to do time. So, or they've been to jail before. Well, in this situation, seems like somebody's not afraid to say what they want to say. They can be aggressive, but when it comes time to deal with the consequences of their actions, it seems like somebody just kind of cowers down. Somebody is like not going to their parole. What am I trying to say? What do you call it? Your PO? Like what it? I don't know what this stuff is called. Maybe their check-ins with their parole officer. I don't know whose story this is. I just don't. Maybe somebody's a martial artist. Somebody is an alcoholic. lot going on. There's somebody that's concerned about a child, the well-being of a child. Because it looks like somebody steps in to be a protector of a child. Or this is maybe how someone was, and then it seems like the vibe changed. I don't know, that doesn't really make too much sense. But I definitely see someone coming in to protect a child. Maybe for some sort of abusive situation. Spirit guides, is there yes, we've already established that there's abuse. And the things are kind of loud. People are overhearing something. Something is kind of tense. Like there's tense energy coming from your situation. Somebody's birthday coming up. Pisces season. I just mentioned it's a Pisces. Is it something that have something to do with an Aries? You got animals. Oh, here we go. All right. And some of you, this is going on with a friendship. Maybe you're having a tense situation between you and a friend. Maybe you have kids that are just very nocturnal. Animals that could be very nocturnal. Maybe you are. Okay. I don't think I understand what's going on. I just see somebody kind of running from the law, not wanting to handle consequences of something that may have happened. But it looks like it's going to come down to somebody having to do that. So guys, what's going on with the Virgo Nation? The more I pull and the more I ask that question, the more comes out. And I'm like, what is really going on with the Virgo? So somebody is having an affair. That information comes out. That information about this affair, though, may not come out from the person that you're talking to, but the person that maybe you're confronting, because it does look like there is a confrontation for the truth. There's a revelation of the truth that comes out, and it might come in from somebody else's mouth. Somebody is revealing something that maybe somebody is not really, somebody doesn't know, or somebody's telling somebody to keep it quiet. Like, don't talk about this type of thing. Something's obviously a secret. I think you got a kid that might have issues with anger. If it's not the adults, this might be a kid lashing out. Like you're having, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. What has you in this state of mind? Because I pulled so many cards to just kind of see, okay, is there something else? And then I look and I'm like, okay, not that. Is there something else? And then I pull more and it's like, no, we're not going to talk about that one. Not yet. It just seems like it's just a lot going on that may not be the most positive situation right now. So we're just going to talk about it and we're going to get through it in the reading. Seems like you got a lot of pressure, Virgo. Or a child does. Maybe your child is a Virgo. If you are not a Virgo sun, moon, or rising, you might have a child that is a Virgo or has Virgo in their chart. It's a lot of pressure. There's some tasks that maybe you're working on. Maybe it's kind of hard to get everything completed because maybe there's just so much shouting around you, a lot of anger. So maybe right now there's a task that you are trying to complete, and maybe you feel like you're kind of like swimming upstream when it comes to this right now. Maybe music is your therapy. Music is something that gets you through something, or writing, journaling is something that gives you peace of mind. I think this is adults bickering, and there are children that are present to kind of see or overhear what's going on. So somebody wishes that they could take back their words. Maybe this is a parent looking back on a situation and This says it all. There's a parent that's looking back on a situation and they're maybe wishing that they didn't make the choices that they made. So right now, maybe you and a partner are not really getting along after an argument. Maybe you're maybe the word divorce is being brought up. Perhaps somebody is coming to realize that they can't live this way anymore, and so somebody is going to file for this divorce. Because it looks like somebody is finding out about this affair. Somebody may be a really sloppy cheater. You're still living under one roof. When the truth comes out, the ish hits the fan. So I don't know if this whole violent situation happened before this whole argument, or an argument happens after the truth comes out. Either way, it just looks like things are tense around the house. People are feeling it. People are seeing it. People not, it like it's extended beyond just your household where people kind of see what's going on. It seems like other people are overhearing it. Something might be happening in earshot of other people. So it looks like it kind of caught the attention of other people, right? Help me. Maybe that's what somebody is hearing. Maybe that's what somebody is screaming. All right, Spirit guys, come on. There's going to be something else. What's going on, Virgo Nation? It's a Capricorn. Somebody could be sick. Maybe somebody is going through an illness. It could be an animal. It could be a human being. Oh, wow. All right. So I'll just leave it here. Somebody wishes that they could take back their words, Virgo. Somebody is under a lot of pressure. Seems like you got the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're trying to handle it with a lot of grace. You're trying to handle it with a smile. But I think you're stressed out. And maybe as a result of the fact that you're stressed, you're kind of reacting, maybe snapping at people. Maybe this is something that you don't ordinarily do. I don't know. But I definitely feel that some sort of chemical substance is involved in this situation. Somebody said something that they didn't mean. Somebody has a huge wall up. Could be that somebody has a gambling addiction. So are they coming back to apologize? Let's see. They want to take back their, okay, no. Spirit guide says that, nope, before you get to that, there's more. So I mentioned to you what is happening in your household or wherever this is at. I can't imagine this is happening at work. No, this got to be happening at home. Whatever's happening in your household I was mentioning to you, it has extended beyond your household. Why? Because maybe your neighbors are overhearing it. Maybe they're kind of catching a vibe about the situation. They're hearing something. Maybe there's like a noise complaint. Somebody wants somebody to keep it down. And maybe other people are talking about this. Other people may want to know what's going on. But I think it's because somebody is just so loud and has such a raging temper. Maybe somebody is hearing slaps and such. Slaps and thuds. Maybe it gets the cops called. There's some sort of investigation that's opened up. And it seems like now, as a result of this, somebody's really going through it. So maybe this whole court situation already happened, the divorce is taking place, or you've already divorced this person. So if this already happened, the scene has been set. Spirit is basically saying that there's a lot of damage that has been done in a particular relationship. And I think somebody is looking back, right? They're tormented and anguished about this, or you are, due to some sort of trauma that you've endured, that you now realize has had a long-lasting effect. It has definitely created a lot of damage. So you're saying, you know what, I gotta heal. I gotta take a step back from a relationship and I need to figure out what I need to do to heal. Now there's somebody on the other side of this situation that realizes that they did some situations that they can't undo. So somebody wants forgiveness. The thing is, I don't necessarily see somebody coming forward to ask for that forgiveness. It just looks like it's on somebody's mind and they're thinking about it. And it's on somebody's mind heavily this week. Virgo. Somebody doesn't feel like you're open to this at all. They don't feel like you're open to hearing this. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This could definitely be a platonic situation. Parent-child. Maybe you and a friend got into it. Or you and your nephew, your niece. You and your younger sibling. Maybe you are taking a breather. Maybe you are kind of taking a break. Maybe you're just going to take a break from a relationship right now. Maybe this is so that you can work on your healing. Yeah. I think somebody is walking away from this. I think the damage has been done. I think somebody is tired of somebody's anger, their outbursts. I think somebody wants someone to speak to them in a sweeter, more respectful tone. But at this point, I don't think that that kind of solves the situation. Somebody said something and somebody took offense to it. And perhaps maybe somebody did leave. Or it's causing somebody to wonder whether or not they should just get out of the situation because somebody is realizing that something is unhealthy. So it's either, this could be someone maybe trying to protect a child from what happened. Well, this is some sort of trauma. You're looking back on this situation. You're like, wow, you were supposed to be my protector, not my abuser. So what happens next? Somebody says no. Yeah. So the wall goes up. Now there's an obstacle in a relationship. Somebody wants to bring that wall down. Obviously, that's why they're asking forgiveness. Asking for forgiveness. It doesn't seem like it's easy to bring that wall down. And after all is said and done, it seems like now somebody is a bit scared. They've been nervous to approach you. Why? Unless this is like you and this person. Like somebody feels like they can't do anything about it. So maybe there was somebody that you once put in a pedestal. Virgo. No longer. I see a kid that's apprehensive and frightened. Somebody is in jail. Or this is what happens as a result of something. I said that to say this. I think for some of you Virgoans, something has happened more than once. Like somebody's gone to jail more than once because of some sort of domestic disturbance. And since we're talking about what could possibly happen over the next 7 days, seems like Spirit is saying, you know what, maybe get a hold of your anger. Maybe see what really is at the root cause of this. Because it seems like there's something deep that's going on in the situation. And I don't know. That's interesting. The Watchers. We'll get to that. That's definitely something that's going. Yes. No, no, I get it. The Watchers. And I say somebody's kind of watching, overhearing something. hmm I think those are your neighbors. Like I said, people that live in your home, people that are in earshot of what might be going on. There's some sort of an injury, this looks like some sort of attack, physical attack. All right, I'm trying to get to something else. You see what goes on? I'm trying to see what else is happening in the life of Virgo. The spirit guides keep unfolding the story. They're saying, no, this is the storyline. Keep to the storyline. They're pretty much saying it's not time to switch subjects. Stay on the subject matter. So let's see what's going on with Virgo. Yeah, come on, somebody is pregnant. Maybe you got kids. Maybe you got kids that are just very close in age. Maybe this is why somebody is staying in the situation. I think you want things to be peaceful. Come on. If somebody is not going in jail, somebody is. I think somebody is concerned about their freedom. Okay. And I think the other person might be concerned about somebody's state of mind. All right, Virgo. Wow. Um, let's see what else is going on in your life besides that. Besides what's going on in your home life. Let's look at what might be going on at work. Yeah. You said no. No, no. They said not so quick. They said there's more to the story. You're going to see this person's face again. Chances are, Virgo or cross watcher, somebody is coming back around you, or they have the intention of coming back around you. You're going to see somebody's face again, possibly in court. That's what I mean. If you are in this, let me just say it. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you how to live your life, Virgo or cross watcher. But if you're in this situation, it just doesn't look good. It just it just seems like it's time for something to end. You know what I mean? Time for something to come to a conclusion. Spirit guide says let it go. Maybe somebody did pass away. Hopefully it's not from like a domestic violence situation. I think maybe somebody did pass. And maybe the person who passed away is just really on your mind around this period of time. Maybe the person that passed could possibly be a Pisces or an Aries. They passed away around this period of time. Maybe around this period of time might be their death date. And you might be really thinking back. Somebody does wish that they could take back their words, and that's what I mean. Some of you, if this is something that's happening for you this week, Virgo, it looks like some of this could be prevented. So it seems like your spirit guides are saying, be careful about your tone. Be careful about how you react to certain situations. Because I see like in an explosive situation that could happen, something that might turn out to be kind of, I don't know. And this could even be kids. Maybe something that's kind of playful, you know, just like a little bit of horseplay. And then it just seems like things just go left. But there's consequences for whatever happens. And then it ends with somebody feeling like, wow, I just completely messed everything up. This is why somebody is looking back. Maybe after all the adrenaline has worn off, all the alcohol has kind of balanced out in somebody's system, you know. Maybe somebody claims to black out when they're drunk. Now somebody who's like, wow, why did I even do that? That's why they're tormented and anguished. You are because of some sort of trauma. Yeah, somebody wants forgiveness. We got it. Let's see what's going on at work. It looks like you're very busy. You're keeping busy. Maybe you're catching up on some work. Maybe there's some things that you're doing from. Maybe you work from home. You're doing something here. Maybe you're editing. Seems like you're really working around the clock to get something done. Seems like you're trying to get some money together. It's a job that ended? Well, yeah, maybe so. And due to the fact that maybe now somebody has a record, maybe that's making it difficult for somebody to find a job. Because something has you confined. And I think it's the past that might have you confined. There's a job opening that might be coming through. Maybe that's something that you're coming across online. Maybe you are kind of looking for a new job. I think there's something that you're going to find. I think you're trying to put together some sort of strategy, even though maybe there's been some sort of setback that's happened. It's clear that something happened, some sort of setback, and now you're trying to scramble to piece together your situation. Something's going to take some balance and it's going to take some time. Virgo, I want to call you Libra all of a sudden. Yeah, I think that there is a job situation. Something is repeated. I think it's your arguments. Yeah, see, it includes other people. Other people in the home, like I said, kids or whatever, they see what's going on. We're talking about work. So let's go in. Let's talk about what's going on for you at work. Leaving a job? You probably are. You probably want to. Somebody has kids in multiple households. One of you might be working, the other one might not be. Behind with your work, it looks like. That's why you're working like this. You got things to turn in, you're turning in things late. But this feels like this is the normal thing. Virgo or cross watcher. Maybe you're procrastinating a lot. Like you're turning in things. Maybe this is you in school. Maybe you are kind of studying. You're turning things in late. Seems like you got a lot of distractions around you. Virgo or cross watcher. What's going on with Virgos? Oh, okay. Oh gosh, there's so much. I'm trying to figure out how this all is connected. I think you're tired. I think maybe you don't get enough sleep. I think maybe you're showing up to work late. You're handing in things late, possibly. Something is happening on repeat. And yeah, you got way too many emails to respond to. This week, it looks like work might be kind of hectic. There might just be a lot on you. And the fact that maybe you have a lot going on at home and you got a lot going on at work, it just seems like you're just fed up. You're tired of this. You're like, oh my God, can I catch a break? But it also feels like there's something that you're doing to kind of distract yourself, Virgo, from all that's going on right now. Because it seems like it's just too much. Even though you got all this going on, it seems like you are trying to handle it. Because I mentioned to you, you got the weight of the world on your shoulders and you're trying to handle it the best that you can. There's something in this week that you feel that you cannot change, something that you feel is difficult, but something that in the conclusion of this is going to lead to a lot of growth for you. It is going to come to a revelation. So you got this card that says that. So something is definitely revealed. Maybe it's something about self. Maybe you're realizing that there's really something going on more than what other people see. So I think you are kind of working through that. But it looks like at work you are trying to stay on target. You're multitasking. And like I mentioned to you, there's a lot of distractions. So maybe that might be causing a lot of anxiety. It might be hard for you to kind of stay calm, right? So maybe you're watching something on YouTube or something to maybe on the computer. You're watching something on the computer to kind of take your mind off of what's going on. Maybe this is causing you to turn in things kind of late because you're kind of scrolling on your phone or whatever. I also feel that the binge watcher in your situation is you kind of watching. Maybe what am I trying to say? Oh, this is other people. Other people are binge watching something that you're doing. Because did I mention to you, you got some nosy people in your situation, Virgo or cross watcher? Somebody is just really entertained by whatever is going on. So let's say if you are dating somebody at work, people are noticing, or maybe you post something, you're a public couple, maybe, and you post something on YouTube or whatever on social media, people are kind of noticing that vibe has changed. So people are kind of tuning in. They're like, "Oh, we see cracks in this relationship. Let's see what's up." People are just way too invested in what it is that you have going on. I'm not sure why that is. Just I'm kind of guessing that maybe it's because you're dating somebody at work and it catches a lot of attention. And people are just really entertained by what it is that you're doing. If you're dating somebody at work, you might want to keep it discreet because it seems like it catches some attention, unwanted attention. Virgo. So yeah, you do have. It's interesting. Somebody's meeting up with we already established that somebody is meeting up with somebody maybe after work, or while they say that they're a certain place, they're not really where they say they are. They're really meeting up with this person because their excuse is that the two of you are not getting along. So you know what? They're not going to be honest with you. They're just going to do some things behind your back. At work, though, I think some of you Virgos. No, we're going to find something else to talk about. You got some haters, yeah? Some of these people that are watching you, they like you. And some of them just genuinely don't. I don't know why. I have no clue. And some of it's not justified, possibly. Let's see what's going on with your money. So it seems like you could possibly be borrowing some money. You could possibly be going to the bank. You could be getting a loan, especially. But it looks like you have some success coming in. There's a job opening. As I mentioned to you, there's a job that's ending or a job that did end. Maybe there's a contract that's coming to a close. There's something new that you come across. You're developing a strategy to maybe find a job that you feel is better suited for you. Seems like you are very distracted. Oh, we're back at square one. These are the same cards that I initially pulled. Like repeating cards, basically. There is something going on with your money. If you are having you're on a money shortage, this looks like. Or maybe this isn't a pay week for you, but coming up, maybe this next week, the week that we're going in, this upcoming week, within the next 7 days, it seems like you're getting a hold of some money. Some of your business owners, this looks like, and maybe you're kind of scaling back when it comes to work. No, somebody just is, this is weird. Somebody wants to know what's going on with your money. I'm like, this is the government? No, I think no, these are the nosy people. Maybe somebody wants to know how you make money. I mean, somebody is just thinking way too much. about you. But I think this is you kind of lost in thought about what's going on with your home situation. I think for some of you Virgos, it is time to move, or you're strongly considering a relocation, especially if this is the atmosphere that's going on at home, where things, like I said, are just kind of tense. Somebody's ready to move. Somebody getting married. Somebody is married. They're not being real. Come on with this. This is so weird. And I pull a card that said the Watchers. And you got people over here having conversations. Why? Why do people care so much about what's going on with you, Virgo? This is weird. I guess maybe we'll get to it. Well, like I said, if it's loud and people are eavesdropping, I don't know. People are definitely talking about something. So yeah, that's your work competition. The competition at work. Maybe you work in something that's just very competitive. Like I said, if you happen to have your own business, there is a competitor of yours that wants to know what your sales are looking like. You got this card that says obstacles. Somebody's trying to stop your money. It looks like somebody has their eyes on your money, Virgo. Who is this that has their... You got the Watchers, though. This is more than one. We're going to pull this one. Envious gluttony. Who did I get this? I got this for Aquarius. So an Aquarius is in your reading. There's definitely an air sign. There's a Leo. There's a Sagittarius. Then Libra or Gemini is also here too. Yeah. There's somebody that's looking at you with a lot of envy. Perhaps they're gathering in groups to talk. Somebody is definitely trying to find out more information about you. I'm trying to figure out why. Like I said, maybe you do something online. You an influencer, because people are binge watching something that you're doing. Yeah. There's somebody that doesn't like you. Or that's how some people, maybe that's the word on the street, right? Oh, why, Virgo? This is weird. There's no context. So I'm just reading the story and I don't know if this makes sense to anybody. I'm like, whose story is this? Yeah, somebody in your situation is very stubborn. So you're going, maybe you do need a shoulder to cry on. Maybe you are talking to someone about your situation. Definitely, there's something that's coming to a close. And yes, now it makes a lot of sense. You do post online. You are an influencer. Yeah, you do need a shoulder to cry on. So I think that there is somebody that you're going to talk to about this whole situation. That's why there's people watching. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. If you're posting online, people notice that there's a change up. People want to know. It's time to get a new car. I think you will, Virgo. Maybe that's just one of the goals that you have. That makes a lot more sense in this context. So yeah, if you are online, that's why people are gathering to watch and gossip. They want to know. Somebody might possibly trying to dig up information about you on the internet to figure out some stuff about you. You're moving. We talked about that. There's a relocation that I think is coming up for you, Virgo or Crosswatcher. Maybe you haven't moved yet because it seems like there have been obstacles in the way. The obstacle in your situation seems like it's saving money. It's been difficult for you to save money because it seems like month after month you're in the same boat, dealing with the same situations. So maybe you're not paying things on time. Now it seems like it's turned into a credit issue. And this is why you're feeling confined, because it just seems like there's a lot going on in your life and in your head. things that you're thinking about. And once again, you have the devil. There's somebody that is a Capricorn in your situation. You have a pet. Then I say somebody is a singer, a performer. Maybe you're going to a concert. I just say somebody could be a high profile person. Like I said, you post on social media. What's going on with this move? This move might be delayed, but the move ends up happening. There is definitely something going on online. And so since we're talking about somebody watching, I mentioned to you, somebody's gathering information about you. I think you do work online. You're doing something online. Maybe this is you searching for a new place online, a new job online. But I think, like I mentioned to you, somebody is trying to hunt for information about you. Somebody's been looking for you for a while. Virgo or cross watcher. Maybe you're not sure what the right direction is, because it seems like maybe you are searching for a job, or some of you have, and maybe the stress is that you got kids to feed. And maybe money is just, like I said, you're strapped for cash right now. I think that there is a breakthrough that you're going to have. But I think before you get to this breakthrough, Virgo or cross watcher, there's a decision that you might have to make about what you're doing. Yeah. But if the job search turns out to be fruitful for you, so if this is you kind of packing and leaving a job and you're moving on to something else, I definitely feel that something better comes in, or something might come in very soon. It seems like it's the not knowing of the situation that has you kind of worried. Like you're just not sure about how things are going to go. What is your next move? It just feels like you're not sure what to do. Yeah. So if you are online, it seems like you're developing more of a following. And again, that makes more sense if you are doing something online. This is why people would be watching. There's going to be an increase for you in exposure. So if this is you being a business owner, this brings in more traction little by little. Seems like things start to pick up for you. The things that maybe you're worried about as far as debt is concerned, it seems like you're able to maybe put together a plan or a strategy to get some debt paid off. And because you do have some money coming in, now you're able to maybe start to save something, save something, maybe this pay period. So it seems like you might need it coming up. I think you might need it for this move, or you might need it in case something unexpected kind of pops up, something that maybe you don't foresee, and at least you have the funds to take care of it. I definitely feel like there's an increase in a business, but something that you're putting effort towards, Virgo or cross watcher. It seems like something actually plays out to be a better situation for you. Spirit guides, show me what's going on with the Virgo Nation. Yes, thank you, Spirit guides. Increase. So if things have been kind of slow for you, it's an increase in followers. People that are gathering to maybe hear what you have to say. People have an opinion about whatever it is that you're saying or doing online. People are definitely gathering. They want to know what you're talking about. People find you very interesting, Virgo, or cross watcher. Virgo, maybe you find somebody interesting. The reading can also always go reversed. You're diving into a good book. Maybe you're not really socializing with friends around this period of time. Maybe you're just kind of sitting back. Maybe you are binge watching something. Maybe it's you binge watching something on TV to maybe relax and get your mind off of things. Because it seems like your mind is constantly racing. You're worried about maybe what somebody, because it seems like you're watching what somebody is doing online. So if this is not like somebody trying to hack into your stuff, this definitely feels like somebody is up to something. And they're trying to catch them in a lie. Because somebody's deleting stuff. Yep, there's deception in your situation. You got you somebody to trust. Somebody is trying to find what somebody is doing behind their back. Because somebody has been denying something. Somebody's always on the game. Somebody's moving in. Maybe you might be moving back in with your parents. You're moving back somewhere, but maybe you just don't know where you're moving. Or you don't know if that's the right decision to make. Should you move back someplace? If this is you talking to somebody online, and that's what I see you doing on the computer. Yeah, maybe this is online dating or whatever. Be careful that somebody is not catfishing you. You never really know who's behind the keyboard, and anybody can send you a picture and tell you that it's them. Because it does look like maybe you're snapping pictures and having pictures sent, or somebody's having pictures sent to you. Somebody might be catfishing you, Virgo or cross watcher. Something isn't what it seems in your situation. So singles, keep that in mind. You're posting, or like I said, you're on dating sites. It's not everybody's story, but it's somebody's story. You got dishes piling up. You might be getting a package this week, Virgo or cross watcher. It seems like you're definitely concerned about something. Somebody's concerned about somebody's safety. The poster, you are posting something. You definitely are. So maybe something is being posted this week. Like I said, you're going to see somebody's face again. Somebody pops up in your feed again. This is Virgo. So let's talk a little bit about this legal situation, because that's what that looks like to me. You might need a lawyer because somebody is recommending that you go straight to jail, Virgo. Especially, like I said, if this is a repeating situation. Maybe somebody is in and out of jail. I don't know. But I think somebody might benefit from lawyering up. Because it looks like somebody has gathered together a lot of evidence and trying to build a case against you. So the more prepared you are, and the more loaded up you are with expert advice about how you can kind of beat your case, the better. Because it looks like somebody's strategy is to come in and just deny it and be like, no, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. There are witnesses. There are other people that have seen, overheard. Okay, because like I said, you have some nosy people in your situation. People know. People have seen. They're witnesses to a particular situation. Yeah, maybe you're returning to court. Somebody might be, there might be something court ordered. Maybe it's a class. Maybe it's anger management. Somebody is accusing somebody of something, but I don't think it's just accusatory. I think it actually happened in this situation. I don't think it's just an accusation. But it could be that maybe somebody doesn't have all of their facts straight. Because if they're just relying on witnesses or people that overhear, I don't know. Yeah, Spirit says innocence. This is somebody that might be claiming to be innocent. Maybe in some instances, somebody is. Somebody is maybe claiming that somebody has been inappropriate with a child. Maybe took somebody's innocence type of thing. So if you are in court, that's what I see. Somebody is triggering you this might be your being questioned or this sort of thing. This might be the lawyer or the judge that might be trying to trigger you to react, to paint this narrative that you're a person of a negative character, that you got some really unforgivable character flaws. That's what this looks like to me. I don't know. But I think that some of you are under investigation. I think maybe you were used to living a certain lifestyle, and now that maybe something like ish has hit the fan and something happens again or could potentially happen again, it might kind of reverse how somebody lives. I think you're kind of backing down. I think this week maybe you're retreating. Maybe you're not really socializing as much. Virgo or cross watcher, people might be noticing the difference in you. And maybe you just got some ish to handle, and maybe everybody doesn't need to know. There's definitely been some sort of betrayal in your situation, and it seems like you're kind of dealing with that. That's what somebody is dealing with this tormented and anguished situation. Somebody has obviously betrayed your trust. Now they want to come in and ask for forgiveness. Maybe they said some things, maybe over text. Maybe they let you a note or whatever, an email, and they said some things that were just very passive aggressive. I think somebody might be saying something about you, writing something about you, but definitely if we're talking about social media and such, somebody is saying something about you online, posting it, hoping that you see it, because it's not something that puts you in a positive light, to see your reaction. I don't know. It looks like somebody's trying to humiliate somebody. You might need some insurance for something this week, Virgo or cross watcher. Maybe it's your car insurance. Yeah. So I was mentioning to you, you got some haters, Virgo. People are binge watching, right? I said some people admire you and some people just watch just to kind of come to their own conclusion about what they think is going on with you. How much of the story, like how much of the tarot reading, right? Because it seems like people might be doing spy readings, or somebody is kind of cross-watching to kind of figure out, you know what's going on with so-and-so. Oh, that's juicy, right? That's some sort of tea that they hear about, and they're like, oh, I wonder if that's what's going on with so-and-so. It just seems like people just want to know what's going on with you. Maybe you do live a private life. Maybe you don't. I'm not sure. But I do see something that's going on with health. And I do see that being an issue. So maybe it has something to do with someone's insurance this week. Maybe you're worried about insurance coverage. Is this due to somebody's injuries? What's going on? There's a waiting period. You're having to wait for something, Virgo. There might be a lot going on in your dreams as well. What's going on with Virgo? Yeah, you're definitely attending some sort of gathering, some sort of celebration, or you want to be there. Dental checkup. Maybe you are going to the dentist, Virgo. Maybe you feel like maybe you're having a toothache. Seems like you're burnt out. I mentioned somebody is a heavy drinker. Or there's just something that maybe you're putting in your body, Virgo, that's causing you to feel unwell and unbalanced. Something might take you to the doctor or to the dentist, possibly. Maybe I don't know, maybe you work for the doctor's office or you work in the legal field. What's going on with Virgo's health, spirit guides? What? I think somebody is worried about going back to jail. And I do think you have some nosy neighbors. They want to see that, like, they're, I don't know if somebody's coming to your place to kind of collect you or whatever. Your neighbors look like that's who's watching. Yes, that's exactly who that is. Your nosy next door neighbor. So if you are kind of getting arrested at your residence, that's what I mean. Your neighbors are watching you. Like they have nothing better to do. I think some of you, somebody could possibly be watching you at work though. Because maybe it seems like you hold a very high professional title. Or like I said, maybe at some point you were used to living a certain way. And now maybe your status has changed because of a legal situation. We're going to wrap this up. Virgo or cross watcher. I'm just trying to see what's happening with your health. No, somebody's looking for you. Did you move? Because it looks like you may have changed your residence already. Maybe you're moving back in. Maybe you're going back to an old apartment or old neighborhood. What's going on with Virgo's health? Yeah, high blood pressure. I can see that. Somebody passed away. Whatever this health issue is, it looks like Spirit is encouraging you to tend to it. That's who's telling somebody's ratting somebody out. It's your neighbor. You're under investigation, Virgo. Either you are or somebody around you is. Spirit guys, show me what's going on with Virgos. And then we're going to get ready to close this up. Who's ratting somebody out? It's because of what somebody hears. Overhears. There's a fire sign that's in your reading. Maybe it's a friend. Who is this? What is going on? Oh, I see this ice. It makes me think that maybe somebody is getting deported. Somebody might be, this is Virgo. Somebody might be in the country illegally. Did you lose a pet? We already established. I don't know why I'm shuffling and shuffling. We've already established who's watching you. And we're just going to leave it at that. Yeah. See, you got some nosy people around you. So if something is going on online, somebody is detecting the bogusness of what's being said because somebody is just paying really close attention. And it's not somebody, keep in mind, it said the watchers, plural. Something that is posted online. Like I said, somebody is painting a picture. They want something to look a certain way. And people are now starting to see the cracks. Or coming to see that the storyline, that maybe the narrative that somebody tried to paint is not what it really is. Somebody's story is starting to crumble. Virgo or cross watcher. Now somebody's starting to look at somebody like they're a trickster. But yeah, at the same time, like I said, maybe you're a writer. Maybe you're getting into a good book or whatever. Maybe that's something that you've been working on. But I was trying to figure out what's going on with your health. It seems like maybe something does need a closer look, Virgo. Maybe on closer inspection, you might figure out what might be going on with your health or somebody's health around you. Maybe you need to check your mail. I can't help but see a letter there. And I've had these cards for years, and this is the first time I've ever noticed that. Something might be going on. Maybe something, it's a court summons, or some of you possibly going to do jury duty. Is that what this is? Possibly. But what I will say is that somebody is caught red-handed doing something that they're not supposed to do. So there's a detective. They might be questioning somebody. I don't know. It seems like the health situation seems like it has something to do with the fact that somebody just is like binge drinking and they don't take care of themselves. And now they got to go to the, no, maybe they're going to the doctor. There's some sort of document, paperwork that comes up. So what I mean is you miss something in the mail and now somebody opens the letter and they find, I don't know. All I can say is that it looks like it's necessary for somebody to look into what's going on with their health, dental health, this sort of thing. I don't know. I can't figure this one out, Virgo. Not this one. I tried. And I'm making the reading excessively long, just trying to dig and see what it is, to see what's really going on. And maybe I've gotten enough of the story out where it makes sense to whomever the message is genuinely for. Spirit guides, what is the advice for the Virgo nation? Pray from the heart. Prayer really can move mountains. Reach out to the divine with your heart's concerns and watch miracles unfold. There's something that you really want. Something that at the beginning of the week you have no idea how it's going to work out. You feel kind of stuck. Maybe it's a race against time. Maybe there's something that you need to pay on time or else. That's what this looks like to me. You pray. It looks like, and something actually works out for you. This might even be a court situation that you're praying for there to be justice in a situation in a system that you feel is corrupt, or you feel like the odds are just kind of stacked against you. You're praying for something. Someone new is coming. An important new relationship is on the horizon. Open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter your life. Okay, somebody new is coming. I don't know. Be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. Maybe this is you online. Maybe you are kind of teaching people. Maybe you are the advisor. You're the shoulder to cry on. Maybe you're telling your story about what happened to you so that others can learn from your experiences. Maybe this is why your spirit guide says shine your light on the world. There's something that maybe you're broadcasting or something that you might need to kind of say. Virgo, I don't know. Change is coming, spirit guides say. I'm here to guide you through this exciting transformation. This is a time of joyous opportunities. We talked about that. That there's a job opening. I think if this is your situation or this is somebody you know, I think somebody's worried about their record. Maybe somebody has a felony. Somebody is concerned about getting a job. I don't know. Something might end up working out for you. You might feel like the odds are stacked against you. You might have to wait because it does feel like Virgo, a cross watcher. Maybe some time does go by. You're having to wait for something, but maybe that's not a terribly bad thing. I don't know. Virgo Nation's conclusion 7-day forecast with angelic ascensions. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, the way to do so would be to head over to my website, which happens to be angelic-ascensions-tarot.com. Thank you, Virgo Nation, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'm out. Peace.